Firstly, I believe that God, the heavenly creator of all human beings, created mankind in his image and likeness. Centuries ago, all races had a standard definition of how they defined a woman's beauty. The European standard of beauty is predominantly how people define a black woman's beauty: light skin tone, structured cheekbones, small nose, and small lips. Contrary to the European standard of a beautiful woman, other ethnic races have features that define their genetic composition. For instance, Africans have thick lips, fat cheeks, and broad noses. Jamaicans, in their own words, describe a beautiful black woman with a straight face, straight nose, and small lips. In contextualizing my arguments, I must ask the pertinent question that people have shied away from for decades. Did Bob Marley cheat on Rita because she was not deemed to be a beautiful woman? To find some sort of answer to this delicate and forbidden question, we have to revisit some evidence from their youthful days. Greetings, this is Make We Talk channel. Before we dive into the Rita and Bob Marley story, please like and subscribe to the channel and feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. It is documented that in the 60s, when Bob Marley and Rita first met, it was merely a business arrangement. She was in a relationship with another man, which produced a daughter. She was part of a group called the Solettes, which specialized in doing backup singing for singers. It is on record that Bob Marley was not smitten by Rita's beauty, but by her natural, authentic African physiques. Bob Marley's mother, Sidela Booker, recounted Bob's description of Rita.
He said, "Mama, if you ever see her, you would love her. She is just a plain girl, and she walk and roll. Whatever that is, I do not know." He said she walk and roll.
Many Jamaicans believe that Rita Marley bore similar resemblance to Bob Marley's mother. They said she is the younger version of Sidela Booker. Bob and Rita got married on February 10, 1966 by a justice of the peace. Short of a honeymoon, the next day he flew to Delaware, USA, where his mother was living. It was rumored that Bob's marriage to Rita was a marriage of convenience, with him keeping up with his image as a Rastafarian singer. This was confirmed in one of Bob's interviews.
Is marriage?
Marriage, I believe in a marriage that much. You know.
Are you married?
Never.
Yeah. But we heard of the I3.
Yeah, Rita Marley.
Yes.
Well, Rita Marley is Rita Marley. She sing with the name Rita Marley.
I see. She's not your common law wife or wife by deal.
Some woman have babies with me too, you know what I mean?
Does she have your name legally by law? Not that you're two married.
No, just a thing. You know?
How many children do you have?
To date?
Yeah.
About 8.
8. All with Rita?
No.
Oh. No. How many Rita has for you?
It's about 3.
3. How old are they? Boys?
7 girl. 7, about 3 and 2, you know.
Yes. What are their names?
Ziggy, Stevie and Stella.
Despite education campaigns to teach the black race that their dark complexion is natural and beautiful, the majority of the black race still harbors the ideology that light-skinned people are more beautiful and are of a higher class than themselves. This belief has set a trend for the skin bleaching phenomenon, where dark-skinned girls, women and men believe that lightening their skin color will make them look more beautiful. This practice has taken on a massive trend, not only in Jamaica, but globally. Leaders of Jamaica publicly say that we are an independent nation of predominantly dark-skinned people who are proud of how far our nation has grown since it gained independence. However, the reality-based evidence is there on billboards, upper-class neighborhoods, and higher-ranked jobs. The occupants are mostly light-skinned people. Decades ago, when Rita and Bob Marley's formative union was activated, it was the norm of Jamaican society to have light-skinned people in prominent positions, and lighter-skinned ladies would get preference over darker complexion ladies. In modern-day Jamaica, this practice is declining and deemed as post-slavery result. However, the damage is already embedded in the minds of black Jamaicans who harbor this racial prejudice. It is documented that Bob Marley was a womanizer, as proven by his multiple baby mothers. Fans of Bob's music and Jamaicans in general wonder what Rita was lacking and why Bob found himself in the arms of so many women who did not share his beliefs in the Rastafarian religion. Why wouldn't Bob commit himself to Rita and Rita only? But then, as a biracial, light-skinned young man, Bob Marley was considered to be very handsome by the Jamaican European standard. So it was not surprising to see young women throwing themselves at him, especially at the height of his fame. Cindy Breakspeare, back then a white young lady born in Canada and migrated to Jamaica with her parents at age 4, met Bob Marley in the early 70s at 56 Hope Road, where she used to live. Bob Marley used to rehearse with his band, the Wailers, behind the building. Cindy and Bob path cross, and from chit-chatting here and there, that ignites the start of their historical romance. Like Rita never existed. Bob Marley spent time with Cindy, creating precious memories wherever in the world the two lovebirds flew. She was with Bob Marley at the Essex House in New York in 1976 when she received the call that she would be competing in Miss World Beauty Contest. She won and was crowned Miss World 1976. The fame of Cindy Breakspeare winning Miss World publicized her affair with Bob Marley throughout the world. The tabloids labeled the couple as the Beauty and the Beast. Bob Marley's love affair with Cindy Breakspeare took his career to higher heights as the pioneer of roots reggae. It is said that Bob Marley was not only smitten by Cindy's beauty, but her unique, vivacious personality, which inspired him to write and dedicate some romantic love songs on the Exodus album to her, which Rita took issue with and refused to be backup singer to these songs.
Don't Lose My Song. It has been said that all of those love songs on that particular album were written at the time when we were at the height of our relationship. And I know he was heavily criticized for it.
But we had this Exodus album, and he was doing this song that I found that he wrote about Cindy. So then he just met Cindy, and so I'm saying, what? You write that song for Cindy and want me to sing it? I'm not singing.
In 1978, Bob Marley and Cindy Breakspeare romantic affair produced a baby boy they named Damian Marley, who grew up to be a great reggae singer just like his dad, and he is famously known as Junior Gang. Rita and Bob Marley had 3 biological children together. They are his oldest set of children. During Cindy and Bob's whirlwind romance, Rita too was intimately having her fling of affairs, which resulted in her having a child which she claimed Bob Marley adopted. The child's surname was also Marley. It was rumored that Rita tried to pass the child off as Bob's biological child, but after Bob scrutinized the child's features, Rita confessed the truth about her extramarital affair, justifying her claims of feeling like a woman scorned, rejected, and lonely. She was looking for comfort, so she did what Bob was doing. In Jamaicans' terminology, give ba bun. Fast forward to present day 2024, weeks after Jamaicans' explosive criticism of the Bob Marley One Love movie, which premiered at Carib 5 in Kingston, Jamaica, then on the 14th of February in the USA. Jamaicans voiced their opinion echoing similar sentiments that the movie never featured Bob's true life story, and majority of his biological children were left out of the movie like they were not relevant. Cindy Breakspeare was a very important and relevant woman in Bob's life, said Alan Skill Cole. He said Cindy helped Bob's career get recognized in European countries merely by their romantic involvement. Alan Skill Cole was a professional soccer player for Jamaica and is one of Bob's best and closest friend from childhood who is still alive to tell the tales. He is of the opinion that scenes from the movie is not true.
Same can be said about Cindy. After that went sour, I think he found comfort in her, and she helped him with his coming to fame. I remember the tabloid, they said, The Beauty and the Beast. You know, and it was, people were curious. Marley wasn't that a star at that time. He was just rising because we were there coming on with him. So I think that helped to create that image of a Rasta man. Who is this Rasta man? Miss Rhodes said, he's my boyfriend. So I think that helped with his career. And he accepted, he knew it. But the type of individual he was that type of guy who would get, he was excited about certain things. Yes, I got it. So they said to me, I think it's appropriate. I don't think anything is wrong with that because she spent a lot of time with him, and I think of all this affair, I think that most of his time, and there were good times. So I think nothing is wrong with that. What has been done cannot be undone. I think a lot of people don't understand the history, where it's coming from. Most of these, I read some of the comments, and this is very sad because these people who are making these comments, they weren't even around. They don't know the history. And to me, it's a bit carnal, the things that they say. It's not doing her justice, and I think to me, it is bitter, and it's totally not acceptable. From listening to what people who went there and describe everything to me, and the clips that I got, and I got some make-up story. I was dismayed about all of that, so that really didn't keep me away from it. I think the box, that box that I saw on the clip, that she boxed him, it is totally misleading and erroneous. I also think that the script that I saw, that when they were talking about a group called the Solettes, Solettes was a group. I know about Solettes and those. They couldn't even sing. They didn't even have a hit song. They didn't have a song that went on hit parade. For you to come out and say you left your group to do this and do that. I think it's a bit misleading for people who don't understand the whole history of what transpired then. It is going to be a hit because what they're going to project to the people, majority of the people who are going to see this movie don't know nothing about a Marley. They're just going to see what you have to tell them about Marley, so they will gravitate to that.
It is alleged that Alan Skill Cole said the truth was Bob Marley couldn't stand to be around Rita. His heart desires was to be with Cindy. Yet Rita was a main character in the movie. All lies. That was not the Bob he knew. Some critics said Ziggy Marley was biased in excluding his half-siblings and their mother, but agreed he did it from the angle of how he saw his mother and father. On the 6th of February, had Bob Marley been alive, he would have celebrated his 79th birthday. On her Instagram, Cindy Breakspeare posted, "Bob, on what would have been your 79th birthday, I celebrate the incredible impact you have had globally. Cherish our amazing son Damien and reminisce about the beautiful times we shared from 56 Hope Road to your mother's home in Delaware and Miami, New York, Oakley Street in London, the Bahamas, Trinidad, and beyond. The memories are countless, but our love for you is endless. Happy birthday to the people's hero, loved and revered by all." The post ignites social media attention, with Cindy Breakspeare getting backlashes and persons coming to her defense simultaneously. Ziggy Marley, in what seems to be in defense of his mother, posted, "I admire Rita Marley's strength, courage, and dignity. She is truly from a lineage of African queens, and it's not because she is my mother. I have truly seen, and everyone who knows her how royal she is. I have got stories from my childhood of her standing up under threat that to this day is etched in my memory. This woman is no ordinary woman. When a woman can take a bullet in her head because she loves and stands with you and still show up days after to stand by your side again with no concern about her own safety, it does something to a man. It tells a man something he will never forget." Then Sharon Marley, who is not Bob Marley's biological daughter, came out in defense of her mother. She posted, "No woman can walk in my mother's shoes. She is the real queen. That's just the facts. No hard feelings." Cedella Marley, the eldest daughter of Bob and Rita, also posted under her siblings' comment. She posted, "The one and only. Many were called, but you were chosen. Go there, Miss Marley." Concluding this episode of why Bob Marley cheated on Rita with multiple women. In my opinion, Bob was then young and exploring his youthful exuberance. He went into the marriage at the tender age of 21. It is evident that he did not take the vows of commitment sacredly and seriously, and he was forced to take on the responsibility of becoming a stepfather to a child he didn't create. I believe Rita Marley's children is trying to fabricate a narrative of Rita and Bob Marley's relationship that never happened. Cindy Breakspeare and her son, Damian Jr. Gang Marley, cannot be erased from Bob's Marley biography. I believe when Bob met Cindy, his search was over. The blind could see he was madly in love with her. And I could imagine how Rita must have felt rejected. But you can't force someone to love you the way you want them to love you. Love comes naturally. You have to love a person deeply to be writing and dedicating songs to them. Cindy Breakspeare never cheated on Bob. She was with him on his dying bed until he took his last breath. What is your opinion on the reason Bob cheated on Rita with multiple women?
How would I ever sit here and rather not have Damien in my life or not have the awesome relationship that I had with Bob? I mean, do people understand what a privilege it is to be intimately and inextricably associated with the greatest legacy that has come out of Jamaica in 100 years? Do they understand what that feels like? What kind of blessing that is? You can't wish that away. You couldn't want to take that away from anybody. You're going to just have to stay over there and figure it out, because this long ago became your problem.